So I just want to comment a little bit about Indian Point, which you've heard so much about this week. Congressman Lawler had a press conference where he brought the Energy Secretary in, and they talked about reopening Indian Point. Personally, I think that's a pipe dream. You need the unanimous support of New York State, the governor, our state senator, our state assemblywoman, the county executive, our county legislator and board, as well as the town board, which all signed off on the Holtec agreement that they can dismantle the plant. So reopening it is a long shot and many, many years down the road. Right now, we should concentrate on improving our economic environment because we need to look at both the short and long-term needs of our community, of our town, and of our village of Buchanan, as well as the hamlet of Verplank. So we're being very proactive now. We need to support our school district, which desperately needs funding. So I'm working with Mike Tremblay, the superintendent of the Hendrick Hudson School District, working with our elected officials, trying to bring some grant money back for tax relief to keep our schools open and prosperous. That will help our community. Everything else about Indian Point is subject to debate and will take years to settle. We need to concentrate on that right now.
We heard that Congressman Lawler showed up at Indian Point with the Energy Commissioner of the United States on Friday. Originally, we heard that what it was about was finally paying attention to the communities that have been negatively impacted by the shutdown at Indian Point. But unfortunately, that wasn't what they were talking about. That was just a ruse. What they really were talking about was restarting Indian Point. And from the Save the Hudson bill that I got passed with Senator Harcum to all of the hundreds of millions of people that would be affected by a dangerous reopening, not to mention ridiculously expensive reopening of Indian Point within 25 miles of New York City. I just cannot believe the nerve that this is what our congressman is spending his time doing. Instead of focusing on what people really need, which is making our bills affordable, they are using nuclear as the save-all when we know that nuclear is actually the most expensive form of energy and takes years and years to get started, even though we were hearing estimates to the contrary. But we know what the real deal is. And we don't need to be having representatives talking out of both sides of their mouths. So let's literally face the facts here. Indian Point is not going to reopen 25 miles from New York City. It was in horrific shape when it was shut down to begin with. And right now, what we need to focus on is actually sustainable energy and making sure that we put our money where our mouths are, which is making sure that we get battery energy storage, solar, wind, and hydro up and running. And we can do that, and we will do that as long as we stay focused on what is really important, which is our future.